Smithsonian from Seattle.
Thank you, Sophia, so much for including me in this exhibition. I'm super honored. And Rich, thank you for being a huge inspiration to me, not only a collector and a friend over the past many years. Rich first found my work on Instagram in 2018 and has been collecting ever since. I think he must own over 20 pieces of mine. And I've heard so much about all of these other artists through the years from Rich, about how he was picking up work from Karen in Atlanta and Maria and Michelle's work. And yeah, and so a little background about me. I have been painting and drawing my entire life. Didn't pick up a paintbrush for almost 15 years until 2016. I was working mainly in pastel, but when my youngest son, Greg, was a baby, I picked up a painting from another artist studio, and I said to myself, I can do that. Why aren't I doing that? I came home, put him down for a nap, pulled out my brushes and my paints that I had still left over from university, and kind of went for it, and I haven't looked back, and I've been very fortunate to be able to make a career out of it, I guess. In terms of my influences, I've always been very inspired by the female form. I don't know if that's because I find it to be so beautiful, or I find it as a woman to be so frustrating at times, but I've always been very drawn to it. And art has always been a way for me to kind of move through the world and move through my emotions and lay it all down and get it all out there. And so I'm always inspired by things that are going on in the world and in my life at the moment, and I guess that's where my color palette comes from and changes throughout time. I am more of an intuitive artist, just like all of these ladies have kind of mentioned. I don't have a plan when I start out, and even if I do have a plan, it never comes to fruition because everything kind of just guides me as I'm working through the art. This piece over here, it's from a collection called Inspired By, which I was inspired by many stories with my kids as they were growing up. I think this one, I'm not sure which year this is, I think it's maybe 2019, but it's called Everything is Awesome. And we were listening to the song Everything is Awesome that came out of the Lego movie at that time on repeat in the car and at home, and this is the piece that came out of that. The piece to the left on this wall over here, I love working in an elongated form like this. It's kind of a really fun way to tell a story. It's called My Beautiful Mess, and I guess that's kind of the way I feel about all of my works, is they're all my beautiful mess and my way to put it all down. So thank you again.